Hi, and welcome to our podcast.
Hi, I'm Alec Robinson, and Dr. Green asked PTY's very own yearbook staff to do the podcast. Here's Destiny Williams with sports.
Hi, I'm Destiny Williams, and I am a 6th grade student at PTY Middle School. Here's what's happening in Marshall sports.
Hi, I'm Josie. On Tuesday, December 6th, the Maverick basketball team defeated Henderson with a final score of 72-46. The Lady Mavs basketball team took on Texas High but fell short of victory with a 56-35 loss. Now here's Laurel Brady for what's going on later in the week.
Hi, I'm Laurel. The Marshall Mavericks will be playing at the Spring Hill Tournament on the 8th through the 10th. Times will be announced later.
I'm Bianca. That's the sports beat from Marshall ISD. Now back to Dr. Ging for his regular podcast.
You know, I never started out wanting to be a superintendent necessarily. I wanted to be a teacher, and that's how I started my career, was in teaching, and then I became a principal, and over time I became a central office administrator, and now I'm a superintendent. It just kind of happened slowly over time.
What is the most important part of your job?
You guys are the most important part of my job. I come to work every day knowing that I have to do the best possible job I can because of each one of you sitting in our schools, and there are over 5,800 of you in the district, and I feel a personal responsibility for everyone. So you guys are the most important part of my job.
What is the superintendent do?
I get to do a lot of different things, but ultimately I'm responsible for everything that happens in the district. My number one responsibility is, of course, student academic achievement. That's what we want to accomplish in the district. But in order to get to that point, we have to make sure that we have good facilities, that our buildings are in the shape that they need to be and that they're operating. We have to make sure you have high-quality teachers that are certified and highly qualified. We have to make sure that they are trained and keep up to date on a yearly basis. We have to make sure that we have enough money to pay for everything and get the business side of the district right. We have to make sure that we have transportation and food service, that you get food in the cafeteria every day. We have to make sure that your after-school programs run effectively. Pretty much everything that happens in the district is ultimately my responsibility.
What's your favorite hobby?
My favorite hobby is windsurfing, and I don't know if any of you have ever done that. No? Windsurfing is something I love to do. I don't get to do it as much as I'd like to because, number one, there's not a lot of wind in Marshall most of the time, but there's not really good places to do it either, so I do love to do that.
Do you like music, or do you play any musical instrument?
I do. I love music. I play the piano, and I also play the bagpipes. Anybody play bagpipes around here? No? And I have sung in several choirs over time. When I lived in London, I sang in a chorale over there, and we had a good time.
Why did you want to become a superintendent for Marshall?
You know, I really saw the need in Marshall for strong leadership, and I was assistant superintendent in Mount Pleasant at the time, and saw this opportunity and really felt like I could do some good in the school district. And so I've been here a little over 2.5 years and have loved every minute that I've been here.
What advice would you give us about our education?
You know, your education is probably the most important thing in your life, and I will tell you that every decision that you make is an important decision. The reason that I am where I am today and doing what I'm doing is because of the decisions that I made, all the little decisions that I made in my life. And so I urge you to really think carefully about the decisions that you make in your life. The decision to do homework or not do homework one night, or to study hard for a test or not to study. Those are critical decisions. They may not seem like a big thing to you now, but they all add up over time and they become a huge thing over time. Your education is the most important thing that you can have in your life. My education is what's got me where I am today. The fact that I have a doctorate degree has helped me to get the job that I have here in Marshall.
What's your favorite part about your job?
My favorite part about my job is when I get to interact with students, just like I'm doing right now. So I really miss that as a teacher, and as a principal I got to interact with students every day, all day long, and I don't get to do that every day anymore because I've got a lot of other things I'm supposed to do. But when I do get to interact with students like this, or when I'm coming and visiting the classrooms, I really do love that part.
What did you want to be when you grew up?
I don't know, am I grown up? You know, I always think I wanted to be a teacher, and I thought that my career was going to be in teaching. I wasn't sure whether it was going to be with kids or with adults, but I knew that in some form of education, that's where I was going to end up. And I didn't really dream that I'd end up doing what I'm doing, but I always wanted to be a teacher.
What is your goal for Marshall ISD this year?
My goal for Marshall ISD is to maximize the potential of every child. Now that sounds a little strange, but what it means is that I want each of you to become the very best you that you can be. And that's tough. You know, we have 5,800 students in the district, and we have to look at each one individually, and we have to say, what is it that you can be best in the world at, and that's what we have to try to help you to become. And our job is to help you to do it yourself, not to do it for you. So that's my goal for the district. Right.
What do you like to do when you are not working?
I love to spend time with my family. I have a beautiful wife, and I have 4 outstanding children. They're still fairly little. They're 9, 7, 5, and 3, and so I love to spend time with my family. I don't, and I wouldn't want that job for anything in the world. That's must be the hardest job in the world, probably. And there's another good reason, though. I am not a natural-born citizen of the United States. I was born in South Africa, and so that would exclude me from being allowed to be the president of the United States. Great.
Did you ever think about being the superintendent when you were our age?
I really didn't, you know, I think when I was your age, I didn't know there were such things as superintendent. So I knew I wanted to be a teacher and be in education, but I never dreamed that I'd be superintendent of a school district, certainly not in the United States. I never thought about it when I was your age, living anywhere but in my home country of South Africa.
What was the favorite subject in school?
I love mathematics the best. I really love math, and I actually have my major at college is in math and chemistry. I did like chemistry class too.
Do you play any sports in school?
I did. When I was growing up, I played rugby. Anybody know what rugby is? It's kind of like American football, but without the pads and the helmet and all that. You don't need all that stuff. It's pretty rough. But that was fun. I loved that. And also, we used to play that in the winter time. And then in the summertime, we played what's called cricket, which is a little bit like baseball. Not really, but at least you use a bat and a ball. But that's about the only thing about it. So, yeah, that's what we love to do. And that's great. Also ran track and other little things, but it's great time. Yes. I'm sorry, I didn't even say it one more time.
What did you think of when you were a student?
What did I do for fun when I was a student? I guess pretty much the same things you guys did. I loved to hang out with my friends. I loved to listen to music. Of course, we didn't have CDs back then. We had vinyl records. You know what a vinyl record is? Yeah. Let's see, I loved to play sport. I was very involved in drama and music. I played the bagpipes, and we had a bagpipe band in our school, so I loved playing the band at school, and so that kept me pretty busy, kept me out of trouble most of the time. Yes,
Do you have any words of encouragement for students in Marshall?
I do. You know, sometimes our circumstances limit us, and we say to ourselves that we can't achieve certain things, but that's not true. I know without a shadow of a doubt, and it's happened in my life, that if you set your mind on something, then you can achieve anything you want. And America is a great place to do that. You know, we have so many freedoms here that if you decide that you want to do something, there's a really, really good chance that you can accomplish it if you're prepared to do a couple of things. You're prepared to work hard, and you're prepared to get out the box a little bit and think creatively. And so I encourage you to do those things. I encourage you to work really hard, and I encourage you to get out of the box and think creatively. Use your imaginations. This is a very fast-changing world, and you're going to have to be very adaptable and flexible to meet the needs of the new century. So those are my words of encouragement for you. You can do it. I believe in you, and I know there's a lot of teachers and a lot of faculty in this district that believe in you. You can make a difference. You can be something great. It's all about your own decision to be there.
Any other question? Okay, let's give Dr. Gearing a round of applause and thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
I'm Renata Rodriguez.
Hi, I'm Paul Lister.
And this is the end of our podcast.
Have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.